People need to pay attention to this, okay? And I've been saying this for a while. We're gonna see a lot of more headlines like this. All you 304s complaining about the patriarchy, this and all that. I want to let you know the because there first of all, there's no patriarchy being ran in the United States. That's just not true. Now, in them other countries, they're looking at our country. They're looking at the West. They're seeing all these heavily feminist, influenced countries. Their birth rate is going down. Their countries is being overran by people from other countries coming in. There's no incentives for young men to keep and protect this country. I already talked about the birth rate declining. They're seeing civilization collapse. They're looking at the parallels between Western civilization and Rome. And I told you guys, those countries, whether in the Middle East or in Africa, Northern Africa, Southern Africa, West Africa, East Africa, I told you, but specifically when you're talking about Northern Africa and the Middle East, they are going to double down on patriarchy, meaning not just keep what they have on the patriarchy side of things. They're going to double down in a way where people can be like, oh shoot, this is extreme. But like I said, it's not extreme. This is our fault. This is America's fault. This is America's fault. Right here, you see the headline. It says the Taliban reportedly passes new lifestyle laws in Afghanistan, banning women from looking at men they are not related to. Like I said, this is not. I don't want people complaining about these countries because they're looking at us and they see where we're heading. They see the stuff women are doing, they're probably even seeing like them shows like Fresh and Fit and hearing them hoes talk and whatnot, and they're like, they're seeing these female prime ministers, right? These female politicians, what they're doing, these female CEOs running the banks, running them to the ground. They're like, no, you know what? We not only are we going to keep our customs, we're going to double down. Right here. According to the Taliban Associated Press, Taliban rulers in Afghanistan reportedly passed new lifestyle laws banning Afghan women from looking at men they are not related to by blood or marriage. Yikes. I told you, this is that's wild. They said in the new laws approved by Supreme Leader, I can't even read that name, Hibatullah Akhundzada, are part of a new set of vice in virtue legislation, which now requires women to cover their entire bodies, including their faces. The law passed also prohibits women from solo traveling in public speak. Guys, they're paying. I keep these countries pay attention to the United States, though. do you see this? Oh yeah, hey man. They said this is no solo traveling. They seeing them hoes on Instagram doing what they do. They know what these. First of all, they know what these hoes are doing. They know what they're doing on these trips. They said this law passed also prohibits women from solo traveling and public speaking. Guys, this is our. Hey, I'll say this to the innocent Afghani women, to the innocent middle class Afghani men. I will say on behalf of America, I would like to apologize because we've let women run amok. We've let people get away with stuff for too long. So now everything is out of balance. And unfortunately, it's countries like ours. It's our fault. Like, Sweden, Australia. You know what I'm saying? These countries, England, it's our fault. So to the innocent Afghani women, I'll say this. I'm talking about no jokes aside. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I'm sorry that we let things go too far. And now, unfortunately, you guys had to pay the price for our how do I say it? Our lack of discipline. You know what I'm saying? So this is wow. I'm looking at this, right? Because I didn't even really take a whole look at the description, but wow. That's wild. The Taliban's Maram rules forbid women from leaving their homes without a male chaperone, typically a husband or a close relative like a father, brother, or uncle. Wow. Wow. They said a woman's voice is considered intimate and therefore should not be heard singing, reciting, or reading aloud in public. This is wild. Yo. I'll say this: I don't want to hear men simping in the comments because, like I said, what they're. I'm telling you, these people are very educated. People want to act like oh, this is medieval stuff. This is medieval times. This isn't the caveman days. No, they're looking at us. They're seeing. Oh Lord, have mercy. This is like I said. Even if you think this is a bit much, I told you this was going to happen, guys. I told you because I'm like, not only are they going to keep the patriarchy over there in the Middle East, where the patriarchy is real, like it's an actual real thing, they're going to double down in a way where you're going to be like, where even you're going to see RP guys like, damn, that's a little, that might be a little bit much, but wow. Anyways, I'm continuing reading from the paragraph. They said the commonly worn hijab, which covers only the hair and neck without covering the face, is no longer deemed acceptable. We assure you that this law will be of great help in the promotion of virtue and the elimination of vice, said ministry spokesman Malvi Abdul Farouk. Malvi Abdul Farouk. Okay. Told you guys. I told you guys. Because the problem is women always want what they want in a freedom state, or when they quote unquote are have it made, and they don't realize the actions that they're taking, it's going to affect the women that actually might need help, that actually might need a little bit of wiggle room. But because of what we did, the stuff that women are doing right now, the stuff that women are bragging on TikTok, they're like, oh, word. We finna put some extra hatches on this patriarchy. We finna put some. They already have a steel bank vault door on their customs and practices. They're gonna now put not only a extra lock. They're gonna add a handprint confirmation. They're gonna add another hatch. They're gonna add a keypad to enter so you can open up the latch, bruh. These countries are doubling down on patriarchy. They're doubling down because they're looking at this. They're just like, how do we stop this social media, the Instagram influence, the feminism influence? Because they're looking at the results and they're like, yo, how do we stop this? Okay, y'all can't leave the house. Yo, that's crazy. They're just like, yeah, y'all can't leave the house. That's it. Y'all can't leave the house. They're just like, well, y'all just can't leave the house. What else? Let me see this what they said. Therefore, should not be heard singing, reciting, or reading aloud in public. These man, they not even allowed to become like a superstar or a TikTok singer. They're not even allowed to be a singer. That's wild. They said the Taliban's Maram rules forbid women from leaving their homes without a male chaperone. So yeah, no clubs, no more VIPs, all that stuff. No more shopping spree, no more VIP, none of that. That is wild. They say you cannot leave this house without a male chaperone. Hey yo, and like I said, hey man, actions have consequences. Actions have consequences. But let's take a look at the comment section. Let's take a look at what they got to say. They said, "LOL, the obsession with controlling women is weird." Like I said, women don't get it. I'm telling you. Yo, shout out to this guy. He said, as someone who did 14 deployments in the Middle East and North Africa, North Africa as well, the patriarchy is very stringent, right? So he said 7 of them to Afghanistan. He said, I can tell you firsthand, a lot of y'all really don't know how good you have it in America. I've been trying to tell these, and I'm not saying women didn't have their rightful grievances on certain things. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying they had none. But it was like, it's almost like what Dave Chappelle said. He said, he had basically said, he's like, I know you had your grievances. He said, but you guys are going about it the wrong way. You're taking it too far. Because I'm just like in those other countries, the stuff that the stories that I've heard also. So I'm like, bruh, y'all don't know. I'm like, you guys don't know how good y'all hoes have it, man. Y'all have it good. They said, well, how the F am I going to meet my husband then? They're going to arrange it. Everything will be arranged. You're going to be told, like over there, you're told who you're going to be married. Shout out to the response right here. He said, you'll be told who you're going to marry. He said, you'll meet him on your wedding day. Yeah, this is, hey, yo. And that's why I laugh when like I'll hear women will complain about what happened to the real man. I can't do this anymore. I got to call my parents so I can get an arranged marriage. I'm like, you guys don't understand how good y'all got it, dog. Y'all don't understand. Hey, man. Yeah, like I said, talk about looking for one. They said if Ike Turner was a country. They said this is so sad. In the Bible, it says that women are more precious than ruby and jewels. Praying for them. Well, technically, what they're doing is technically everything that they've implemented. It's actually in the Bible, not also in the Bible, and it's also in the Quran as well. So she's just focusing on the precious than ruby and jewels part. Women are more precious than ruby and jewels. That's why they. Well, how about this? They are taking your advice. So what do you do with the rubies and jewels? You protect them. You put it in a nice safe spot so it can't be stolen or dirtied or mucked up. So this is why you have to cover your jewels. You have to put it. Oh man. Owlette says they hate women so bad. No, that I disagree with. No, they actually want to protect them. They're actually going overboard to protect them. By the way, it's not to protect women from others, it's to protect women from their own bad decisions. Let me see. He said, y'all are aware that Afghanistan is a Muslim country. Lowering your gaze is something they already live by. Yeah, I was about to say, because they kind of already do that off GP. Let me see. What? You see, this is okay. This is. Did you see what this broad just say? She said, and yet y'all want Orange Man to win and do this exact thing to our women. What? You're not even allowed. We can't even tell women to not kill their own kids. What are you talking about? Orange Man is going to do the same thing. Where did you hear that? What are they? And you wonder why women weren't allowed to vote back then. What is she talking about? You see, Taliban and North Korea are like siblings. Let women breathe for God's sake. Why can't they travel solo or speak in public? Well, if I give you the answer to that, they're not going to like the answer. But anyways, like I told you guys, they said that's horrific and barbaric. They don't get it, guys. The normies are never going to get it, and the normies brought this upon themselves for being normies. Because they're such normies, they don't understand that because the action of normies and normie women alike in America, in feminist ran America, or you in the UK, or in Australia, they don't realize because of the normies voting and thinking, doing the things that they do. This is why the other countries, like in North Africa or in the Middle East, this is why they're doubling down on what they believe in. They don't even realize the actions of the normies in the West is why they're doing what they're doing.